Boys Town has developed the distinguished reputation as a nurturing ground for some of Jamaica's most distinguished personalities. Built on the premise, the boy is the father of the man, Boys Town has sought to develop the boy as a physical, spiritual, and mental human being. The success of the program is attested to by the men it has produced. Collie Smith was a hard-hitting batsman and an off-spin bowler. Smith was rated highly in the West Indies and the world at large. He himself idolized English cricketer Jim Laker and for a time was nicknamed Jim. He started his Test career scoring 104 runs in his debut against Australia. Loxley Comrie, a past president of the Jamaica Football Federation, has used football for more than 50 years to help guide and mold the youth of Boys Town. A proud product of Boys Town himself, he counts among his outstanding triumphs when the community's football team qualified for the National Premier League in 2005. Loxley is the go-to person for details on the history and development of Boys Town and the many lives the center has transformed over the years. Carl Brown is the renowned former National Football Technical Director, coach and player who has also coached in the United States. Fiercely loyal to Boys Town, he returned to the institution in 2005 as CEO and continued to contribute greatly to the development of the institution he credits with his own personal development. But what was the genesis of this great work? And how did it become the great transformational milestone it is today? In 1937, Sir Alexander Patterson, chairman of a commission to inquire and recommend reforms for the penal institutions in Jamaica, came to Jamaica from England. Sir Patterson believed in outreach to boys and recommended, as a prevention measure, that the government should establish a club for underprivileged boys in Western Kingston. In 1940, the government provided the funds and asked the YMCA to establish a club on its behalf. The YMCA in turn asked the Methodist Church to second the Reverend Hugh Sherlock to become the founder and director. The late Reverend Sawyers, pastor of the Jonestown Baptist Church, permitted the use of the church hall at a minimal fee. The Kingston Boys Club started with a membership of 80 boys in November 1940. In 1942, government provided adequate premises in Trenchtown. This facilitated the development of a more intensive and comprehensive program. Following the showing of the film America's Boys Town, the name the Kingston Boys Club changed to Boys Town. Boys Town has grown over the years into a multi-service complex embracing education from early childhood to all age levels, sports clubs, a certified skills training center, and social center activities which fall within its traditional mandate and forms the basis of the new thrust of the institution. Today, Boys Town is a beacon in Western Jamaica against a backdrop of widespread inner-city youth poverty and exclusion. Inadequate and/or inappropriate socialization, education, training and employment, lack of assets, property rights and access to credit, along with the lack of decision-making opportunities, exacerbate the social and economic vulnerability of youth generally. Investing in youth is an urgent matter to stop and eventually reverse the rapid deterioration taking place in these communities. Appropriate policies and programs must be established and adequate resources allocated in order to address this issue. The Youth Development Program, in which Boys Town plays an integral role, was designed to engage youth 15 to 18 years, contributing to improved governance and social development starting in select communities across West Kingston and South St. Andrew. Lessons and best practices are documented to inform policy and for replication in other communities. The project components include Personal Development Program, social and life skills, drawing on sports, music, and culture as engagement or delivery mechanisms. Communication skills, including remedial education, skills development, strategically selected for relevance, demand, and youth engagement. Mentoring, using the Boys Town holistic approach to mentoring, computer literacy, and enhanced governance. 4 initial key partners were identified with specific roles, and 3 new partners were later engaged. The Boys Town Foundation is a civil society partner through whom the pilot project is being implemented. Boys Town has a significant history of mentoring youth and using social and life skills, especially sports and culture, to support personal development. For Boys Town, this project is a critical part of its 5-year development plan. The Heart Trust NTA has the responsibility to train and certify in vocational skills. Their work has already yielded unexpected benefits and commitments. The National Youth Service has the mandate to re-socialize the youth. The Jamaica Foundation for Lifelong Learning, who will teach remedial education, and HISAP were identified by other key partners and are now fully participating. The University of Technology School of Public Health and Health Technology will provide training in public health. The Ministry of Education was recently engaged to play a key role with the 15 to 16-year-olds and is the agency responsible for policy development. The role of the ministry involves documenting, using demonstration to inform policy, and replicating the best practices and lessons. The project is funded by CEDA, who is a very active partner in collaboration with D&G. The fund is from the CEDA's Democracy and Governance Fund. The motto of Boys Town remains, "We build," and the crest illustrates it, which is a shield with 3 sections. On the left, boys are playing cricket and football, depicting the physical. On the right, a boy reads a book, depicting the mental. A cross is in the center, depicting the spiritual. The aim of Boys Town is to build the whole person, body, mind, and spirit. I remember. Jamaica needs Boys Town more today than it has ever in its history, because Jamaica needs good citizens, men and women of integrity, imbued with the spirit of goodwill, sharing, caring, and serving.